Hello and welcome to Chapter 217 of DC Alliance Podcast. With me, as always, is Joe. Joey, how you doing this evening?
Doing pretty good. Been a busy day, busy week. Gonna be a busy weekend for me. Um, Always so busy anymore. I got nothing. But I mean, I have a new computer that I just set up, and thankfully I was able to transfer all the info from my laptop over here, so I didn't have to get the passwords and all the login stuff for the StreamYard, which was nice.
Oh, that's so good.
Yeah, that actually worked out. Like one of the few things that worked out for me. Um, But no, it's been frantic. Just say frantic all week. How you been?
I've been good. Most of the week was going good. Joined Chris and Brent last night to talk about some X-Men 97, another fantastic episode
I'll get
at
on there
Marvel
eventually.
Alliance. And today it was good. I did things in the morning. It was my day off, but like the grocery shopping, had to get the oil changed in the SUV, all that fun jazz.
Fun.
And then I had planned to watch the Dead Boy Detectives and do the show notes in the afternoon. Then I had to go pick up Oliver because the day home said he was getting sick. So I had to go pick him up and do dad duty until Allison finished work. And we had to go get her. So it was pretty hectic. I finished up the show notes. I want to say about 8:30, and when I finished up the show notes, I was like, okay, so we're punting Dead Boy Detective to next week because we got more news than I can shake a stick at, and
That's
it's
fair.
all from this week. So I,
I
I
I'll
was
I'll tell you this. I actually enjoyed Dead Boy Detective. This episode, the second episode, definitely reminded me more of Doom Patrol.
ooh.
So
So
yeah,
yeah, I was like, I
I'm
couldn't.
enjoying it. I'm just saying
I
I'm
had the
enjoying it.
time. I had the time to watch it before we started here, but I just like there's no way. I don't want to do it justice of just talking about it for a couple minutes. I feel like
Sure.
these episodes should be at least 10, 15 minute uh like things to talk about, 20-minute discussions for an episode. So we'll save it for next week. I don't think we'll get as much news next week as we did this week.
I don't know.
Uh
We'll see. What's up,
hi,
Vicky?
how you doing? Yeah, so we got some fun stuff to talk about, Joe, this week. And before we do all that, let me get the network plugs out of the way. We are part of the Geek Ultimate Alliance with 7 shows in total. On Mondays, bi weekly is Ranger Alliance. On Tuesdays is a walk through the multiverse. On Wednesdays is the Animation Nation. On Thursdays is Star Wars Alliance. On Fridays is Marvel Alliance. On Saturdays is DC Alliance. And Sundays monthly is World's Finest True Believers. Star Wars Alliance goes live on the Geekverse YouTube channel Wednesday evenings. Marvel Alliance goes live Thursday evenings, and DC Alliance goes live Friday evenings. All three of those shows also have their own podcast feeds. Search DC Alliance, Marvel Alliance, or Star Wars Alliance if you just want DC content, Marvel content, or Star Wars content only. But if you want all 7 shows on the GUA Podcast Network, stay subscribed to the GUA on your podcast app of choice. We also have a Patreon, 2 tiers, a $1 tier and a $5 tier. The $1 tier is basically a tip jar. Like we're doing, you want to help us out any way you can. And the $5 tier is where you get your extras. You get your ad-free episodes, early access to episodes, and Patreon exclusive episodes. Myself and Joe are going through all the DC films through the years. Our most recent entry was Batman Begins, which is such a stellar film. We did just basically gush over that for 20 to 30 minutes. I can't actually closer to 40 minutes. So yeah, it was a fun discussion. Next on deck for us is A History of Violence. I've never seen that film, so it's going to be a fun discussion between myself and Joe again. We also have the Marvel Alliance guys, Chris and Brent, doing their Tales from the House of X, their favorite Marvel Fox films. They're on Deadpool 1, Deadpool 2. Both are up right now, and they're going to go through more, basically building you into Deadpool versus Wolverine. So that should give you an indication, patrons, of what is up next. We also have Joe doing his Disney deep dive. So Joe, tell the listeners, patrons, what's coming up that way.
Yeah, I just uploaded the Reluctant Dragon episode. That came out at the beginning of the month. Next up will be Bambi.
Bambi.
Got some interesting takes on that one. Just gonna put it that way.
I got a feeling there's going to be some interesting behind the scenes kind of things. Like, how could you even do that? Kids must have rioted.
Well, I'll save it for the show.
Okay.
Let's just
Okay.
say that like the 40s and 50s were wild for the Disney productions.
Oh man,
So
I can't. I'm looking
yeah.
forward to hearing that one. We thank everyone that's a patron, but if you're not a patron, if you can take a quick 30 to 60 seconds, rate and review the podcast on your podcast app of choice, it's always greatly appreciated. It helps other people find the shows, and that's always a good thing. Okay, through everything, I think, and we have a main topic tonight, Joe. We have something that people have been waiting for a while. It
Yeah.
is the basically the cover art for this episode. It is the Superman reveal, David Cornsweet, the first look at him in Superman. Joe, I gotta ask, what are your thoughts on the suit? What did you think when you first saw it? That's an actual valid question because there is a takes on there that possibly I could believe. And what do you think? We'll get into some other things after, but what's your initial thoughts on the suit?
Honestly, I think it looks good. It is it something. I think it looks good. I don't understand all the hate. Um, Definitely, yeah. History of violence is pretty gnarly. We'll just put it that way. Um, I don't get why people. Actually, no, I understand why people are upset. They want what they had, and they're not even giving the new one a chance. I think it looks fine. Like there's nothing. I don't think there's anything wrong with it.
Ooh, we're going to be on two different sides of the coin.
Interesting.
This does not. I just want to emphasize this because people, I don't want to be labeled a hater. Don't want to be labeled. I'm still super looking forward to the film. I understand this is the first look. I was very underwhelmed. I don't even think this is as good as Tyler Hoechlin's Superman and Lois suit, to be honest with you. And I always just want the suit to be better than the one that preceded it, even if you do this. Christopher Reeve's suit was iconic. Say what you want, Brandon Routh's Superman suit looked better for me in on the film. Not saying the actor was better or the story was better, just the suit. I thought that looked a little bit better than what previous take. Then we go to Snyder's Superman on film. I thought that looked way better than the one before it. And then we go to this one. I just thought that this one was a little underwhelming for me. It wasn't.
Is do you
I
do
sorry.
you think that because of the reveal, like of
No,
him?
no, no, because
Okay.
again, I do remember seeing that Man of Steel one, and I was a little underwhelmed about the being in a vault and a little hard to see, but the suit looked cool
See,
to me.
I thought that reveal looked awesome.
The suit looked really cool to me, but I had a hard time like the shadows. Now I didn't think like, oh, this is dark and gloomy or anything. I just wanted to see Superman standing up a bit more. And yes, on the game, this is still a good point too. Still pictures are tough, especially depending on the type of material you use. I find a lot of the CW shows got hurt for that too, in still photos when you see it. But again, just the material looked a little cheap to me. It looked honestly like it was made from leftover one of the leftover suits from the end of Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 3. The suits
I
that they were
mean,
wearing. Not
who's
gonna
say it
lie,
wasn't?
that's the first thought. One of the first thoughts I had. I just didn't think it looked as good as the Superman and Lois suit to me. But again, what to say it doesn't look better in post, like with touch ups and stuff like that, and him not sitting down, putting his boots on. I know a lot of people are like, "Oh, he's the everyman Superman. Like he puts on his boots he like gets his boots on one boot at a time to go to work." And I'm just like, okay, that's a bit extreme to look into that picture. I
Yeah.
didn't think it was that at all. But yeah, it's just again, it's not doing anything to like dampen my excitement for the film. That's another thing I want to say. Like it doesn't. I'm glad that Superman was trending. Glad people are talking about it, and I'm glad we're getting a new Superman film. I'm excited for it. I just thought this picture was a little underwhelming. Uh, just the suit looked baggy in some spots, and maybe that could be why he's sitting down. It's just I don't know. I was hoping that it would look cooler. I don't want the 2013 Superman film to look better than the 2025 Superman film. So again, that's a worry for me when the suit looks like this. It looks more like the Superman and Lois than it does a film style suit to me, just
Okay,
to me.
I
And
yeah,
that's
I
one
get what you're
picture
saying.
too.
Yeah,
That's
yeah, yeah.
one picture. I want to preface that too. It doesn't. My thing could change on the next picture too. I just want to say my thoughts could change if I see another picture that looks different. I could be like, oh, this works for me. Okay, like this better. Because Joe's point about the position too. There is a point in that because he is sitting down. So again, I wish that we get these reveals like Brendan Routh on the side here of the picture Joe has if you're looking at YouTube, where you're standing up and putting your like that's the kind of reveal I would like every time for Superman. If I'm being honest with you, Joe, like that's the kind of reveal I would like to see because I just want to get a look at everything of the Superman suit. I want to see everything. Is there things written on it? What does the symbol look like? How big is the symbol compared to his chest? I want to see all that because I'm a big nerd for that shit. Like I'd love to see that. Just like, oh, how big was this one compared to the other one? Just looking at that kind of stuff. Like it just adds speculation. So yeah, I wish he was standing. Same thing I wish for with the Superman for Man of Steel, but I did think that suit looked so freaking cool when I saw it. So yeah, I didn't get the same thought here. It just was underwhelming to me. And on the game, sounds like you've been looking at the show notes because that's what I wanted to talk about next.
Oh, you mean
The background.
Iggy? Yeah. Well, so
No.
I mean, Hunter Iggy just asked us if we have, if you guys have volume. I'm assuming it means issue 12 of All Star, which I just found.
I think I have it back
Share
there.
the screen.
Iggy, I think it's the Superman shelf is up here and it comes down to here, like quarter here. So yeah, it's a 1.5 shelves. And again, on the game, we'll get to that in a second because that's something that I really want to talk about the background.
Oh, you stupid thing!
Okay,
hold on.
I can see it.
Did I got? Oh, there we go. Hold on.
Okay,
pick it up. So that is. Oh crap! I can't remember his name. Sun Eater? No. Solus? Might be Solus. He was a major player in the DC 1 million.
Mm-hmm.
Obviously, a player here in All Star Superman. But that could be, in theory, what we're seeing here.
Okay, and that's what Iggy is hinting at as well. That would be interesting. I think it looks really cool, Joe. I know a lot of people say like this looks AI. I did see a lot of those complaints, and it's like, what the hell do you have this going on for? This could be a pivotal part of the film, and this could be him suiting up for the final, like the third act or anything like that. So again, I'm interested to see this film. I don't know. Could this be like a Brainiac type thing, or do you think it 100% is the character Solus?
I don't know. Because we know Brainiac could be in it.
Yeah,
like that has been revealed.
Was it?
Has it not? Am I not thinking? Oh,
I don't think so.
Maybe that was the whole Grace thing. That was the sorry, my bad. I don't know. It could be Solus, it could be Brainiac, it could be Goku. You know, who knows? It could be Godzilla. Like
I know one thing that came out of this that I did love, and that was the memes.
All the memes
were something that I was here for. I'm gonna look through a few now. Just talk about a couple of them. Superman in a shoe store, sitting down. Superman sitting outside the window is Man of Steel. Well, BBS Superman holding up the rocket.
Yeah, I was trying to find some to put in the background for us, but never couldn't find anything.
Oh, some of these are just so funny. There's one he's sitting outside of a crypto, and you can see all the like Smallville in the background. Another one, Godzilla's shooting the beam against, fighting back against the beam. That's hilarious. But Superman. Oh man, this again. That's a good thing for this.
There was one I saw where he is in a shoe shop with Al Bundy, and Al Bundy's got like his hand in his head or head.
I saw that one too. Yeah. I saw that one. I saw the one where it was like the Black Zero event, and Superman's just putting out Superman's there with his shoe while all that's going on. I love that too. And again, that's pretty cool. Superman was #1 trending.
But again, it got the Superman out there. People were seeing the picture. Like, I mean, yes, people make fun of it, but if you make fun of it, that kind of means you are endeared to it. Usually,
you're also sticking it, like you're getting it going around.
Yeah, people are going to see it.
Yes. So again, overall, I don't think the picture was greatest or anything. I wanted a better suit, but I do think partly mission accomplished in terms of getting Superman to trend for a day, you got all the memes out of that, which was really funny as well. Like you good funny moment, even though like potentially like people were making fun of just him sitting there and putting his boots on. Still really funny moment to have all those memes and all like got put through the meme generator, which
Yeah.
again that I think it's a good thing in this situation. I really did enjoy a lot of these. I had quite a good chuckle out of that. And yeah, I'm still really excited to see this film, Joe.
Agreed.
So let's take our first ad break of the evening before we get into the other half of our main two topics / the start of the news wrap up. Listeners, we're an ad support network. We don't pick the ads or volume. I'm going to give you a quick 3 count to adjust your volume, and we'll be right back in 3, 2, 1. And we're back. Okay, Joe. Quite a bit of news this week. A lot of like big stuff to discuss too, which I'm really excited about. And the most recent, season 2 of James Gunn's Peacemaker has added Frank Grillo, who will play Rick Flag Sr., the father of Suicide Squad member Rick Flag Jr. And Gunn's statement on it before we talk about it. Gunn's posts pleased to announce that the great Frank Grillo will be reprising his role of Rick Flag Sr., the role he'll first play in the animated form in Creature Commandos. Throughout season 2 of Peacemaker, Christopher Smith and Rick Sr. have a little unfinished business to take care of.
You think we'll see Rick Flag Jr. in like a flashback or in a hallucination?
I think we can see a picture, but I don't think we'll see. I don't know. I'm not sure, Joe. Honestly, when I think about it, there is a possibility of that.
Well, and I know
Because
this
in
season
this
2 is supposed to be actually connected to the DCEU, right? Or the new
Yes.
DCU.
He could even go over the funny thing about Peacemaker. He could leave the DCEU and go to DCU, remember everything, and you could have Joel Kinnaman back as Rick Flag alive. Because in this world, he doesn't kill
him. But see, that kind of defeats the whole purpose of Peacemaker season 1, though.
Well, it doesn't, because he did kill him and he went through that. And now on this Earth is different, but he still remembers that and won't do that anymore. So he still had that lesson,
Oh,
still
I see
went
what
through all
you're saying.
that pain. But just on this new Earth, Joel Kinnaman is Rick Flag Jr. again, except he's live. He wasn't killed by Peacemaker on this Earth. So you still get the lesson of season 1, but then you can also bring Joel Kinnaman back, who I argue probably won James Gunn over a little bit with how fantastic he was in the Suicide Squad. Like, he could do humor. He was so good in that pivotal final scene.
Like, he was great in both movies.
Both.
I mean, I know Suicide Squad Flag was a little more like straight and narrow. Mm-hmm. I'm doing everything by the book. And then the Suicide Squad, he was more like, this is my team. We're going with
that makes sense too, though, because it was his first mission with him. And now it's his, like, he's used to these
but it was
guys.
A different, but it was a different team. Yes.
Different operation too. Like he's used to that shit now. This was the first time he was going through all that stuff, and now he's used to Waller, used to how things operate. Probably has a different team every month going to do different ops.
I mean, it's Suicide Squad,
so yeah, I gotta say, I am really excited about this.
I'm here for it. Yeah, it looks fun.
This connects. I think Frank Grillo is a really good actor when he does these kind of characters. Same thing. I thought he was really good in Captain America, Winter Soldier, and I wish he would have had more of a part in Civil War. But yeah, this is really cool. This is also showing that the animation and live action are tied in. Also, I wanted to say Grillo will debut, as in the article says, as Rick Flag Sr. in animated form. He's part of the voice cast for Creature Commando, an upcoming Max series about a Black Ops team of masters working for Amanda Waller. After she forms the Suicide Squad, Creature Commandos will kick off Gunn's Phase 1. So, yeah, I do think this is cool. I wonder how angry Senior is going to be that Peacemaker, and how he's even going to find out Peacemaker killed his son. Maybe he's already working for the same.
I mean, I wouldn't be surprised if he has some knowledge either through whatever government contract he works with, or
Waller depending on how Waller goes, Joe, they could also do it as she's sending him to finish off Peacemaker.
That's possible. Especially, yeah. Well, yeah, considering how season 1 ended,
Sorry,
she
not
would
just Peacemaker.
be
Peacemaker and his team.
yeah, she would be a little mad about everything. So yeah, I can see that.
Yeah. Again, I'm excited. I do think Grillo's a good actor, and bringing Flag Senior in after all the events, like Joe said, at those meaningful events, I'm excited to see how they're going to do this, and if we'll see any other Peacemaker characters show up in Creature Commandos, and who else will we see from Creature Commandos in some of these live action interpretations now.
I mean, I wouldn't be surprised if we see Weasel again.
Maybe even in something where we have Maxwell Lord, because it's easy for him already be on set.
Exactly.
Then
Yeah.
after Maxwell Lord stuff is shot, he can do the Weasel. So yeah, there's interesting things DC is getting up and running, and yeah, we'll be interested to see that whenever we do get it. So Joe, this is what I'm even more excited to talk to you about. We got our first look at Batman, Caped Crusader. We got some info as to what's going down. What do you think about this?
I mean, like, I'm gonna watch it.
We're on the separate sides of everything
Well,
tonight.
like it was like it's Batman. I'm gonna watch it. Like I don't need to be hyped up by seeing this stuff. You know.
I do,
That's just me.
because I don't need to be hyped up, but I am hyped up because this is unique. This is different. This isn't something I've seen before. This Batman is completely the style of Batman. Never seen him look like this in animation for a
Sure.
series. Same thing with Harley Quinn. She looks completely different. Same Catwoman looks more like, I want to say, a little bit like her Brave and Bold style. And we get like the crazy Clayface, which again, sign me up for this. And I like the way this animation's going. I am really excited about this. And we got details that the entire season is going to drop on August 1st.
Yes. Yeah, I look forward to that. Again, I don't need, especially with these shows, and I mean, we don't know how long the episodes are. They could be half hour, they could be 50 minutes. And it's on Prime, so the fact they're dropping it all at once is, I've been saying, a Prime problem, but that's just whatever.
Especially after the success of X-Men 97. You think you do weekly.
Sure.
But
well, but because of how it all plays out, like they'll see how this season goes, and then if it goes really well, come next season, if there is next season, they'll be like, all right, we can do weekly. Yeah, X-Men 97 has been doing great, but that's been hyped up for the last like 2 years. People have been clamoring for that. Similar with Invincible. Invincible was another one that people were like super happy for. So that was going to go weekly from the start. They knew that they had gold in their hands. But things like Fallout, things like this, like it's going to be one of those things where we might have a hit, we might not. Let's just put it all out there, and if people like it, people are talking about it for a couple weeks, then we know we can have another season and get.
I think they're already contracted. Like they signed for 2.
I thought they did for 2 seasons, but
yeah.
but
again, animation takes a while too.
It does, and because if they already have it already signed on, the popularity of this first season, depending how it goes, could indicate, all right, next season we'll drop it weekly. We'll get that water cooler buzz. So we'll see. Again, and this is what I'm saying. I don't need. I mean, we're gonna be talking about the trailer for Crisis in a bit, but like, I don't need to see all this stuff to hype myself up. I'm gonna watch it, But that's just
me. Oh yeah, and you kind of get that way when you do podcasts and you're in it so much. You're like, I don't need to see this anymore to get hyped. Like I'm already hyped. I'm going to see it. Like I get those feelings as well. I did say though, I loved the way Clayface looked here. Like I was like, yes, give me more of this. This is a unique style that I am really interested in. And Bruce Timm talked a little bit further about some of these characters, Harley Quinn specifically in this show. I co-created the character, so I have a lot of love and affection for her, but I thought there might be something interesting about bringing her on the show, just not as Joker's girlfriend. So how do we do that? A big part of that, just doing a basic flip. The original Dr. Quinzel was a little bit more serious, and then when she became Harley, she got really goofy and weird. So we thought, what if we reverse that? And when she's Dr. Quinzel, she's a little bit more whimsical and fun. And then when she's Harley Quinn, she's scary.
I mean, especially early Harley. Yeah.
That's really interesting. And again, when you look at the clown that she is, that's terrifying to me.
It does. I mean, sure. Yes. It looks freaky and creepy. And yeah. It looks great. Looks cool.
Still, again, I'm interested, Joe. And one more,
exactly.
just him talking about Catwoman in Batman Caped Crusaders. We didn't want to do the Batman the Animated Series Catwoman or the version that Ed Brubaker and Darwin Cook did in the early 2000s with the practical leather jumpsuit, which has become her default look in the comics and movies. Tim says, that's great. I love that. But we wanted to go with something different. So we thought, well, let's go all the way back to the beginning. I love the original look that she had in the 40s. It's purple. And this is Selena Kyle. This Selena Kyle is playful and charming, though Batman and viewers underestimate her at their peril. And there's a shot of her as Catwoman, sorry, and then there's a shot of her as Selena. Which again, I like the animation style. I'm really interested to see this. This has me hyped. Not that I wouldn't before, but we didn't hear anything for a while, and to get all this news that we're getting it when it's dropping, and that it's all dropping at once, and then get some more pictures and a little bit more talking about it. Yes, Joe, I can't wait to see this.
That's fair. Totally fair.
And one final thing, Frederick Weidman, the Dragon Prince, Star Trek Picard, Green Lantern, the animated series, is scoring Batman Caped Crusader as well.
Very cool.
So now we have we're still in World of Animation. We have a trailer for Part 3 of Justice League Crisis on Infinite Earths. Joe, before we check that out, I gotta ask you, what did you think of Part 2? Did you get a chance to watch that yet?
I did. Well, it was a movie.
Yeah. That's kind of the prevailing thought.
It kind of sucks too, because they're calling it Crisis on Infinite Earths, and don't get me wrong, they're having some setup, which is nice, but there was barely anything for Crisis in that movie. And don't get me wrong, I'm happy we got the info with Supergirl that we got. That was interesting. I really enjoyed that. The stuff with
Psycho
Pirate was interesting. I liked that he was able to jump through every universe. That was pretty cool. And then obviously he failed every single time, which then just caused him to jump again. But when they finally got to the point of oh yeah, we're actually trying to tell a story, there was 20 minutes left of a hour-and-a-half movie.
It got really bogged down there. And sometimes it's just trying to be cool. And some of the stuff really frustrated me. Getting two lines from Batman Beyond to Wilfred Ellis, Terry McGinnis. What? Why not send him on a solo mission or a mission with Batman?
What they should have done was have the Psycho Pirate and Supergirl thing its own separate movie, Countdown to Crisis or Lead Up to Crisis.
Exactly, Joe. I said that in the
that would be great.
review. Yeah.
I haven't. I'm so behind on my podcast.
I figured that was the case. I said something kind of similar just because I had the same feeling when I watched it. So yeah, it was a little disappointing. So let's watch Part 3 because they are building up Part 3 a little bit, and there's a big reason why. We'll talk about it after. Let me just make sure that my thing is muted because it doesn't look like it. Okay.
There you go.
Closed captions. Okay.
Yeah, they're in the bleed, which is interesting. Can I just say that Anti-Monitor looks like crap?
Yeah, you were 100% on board with that. And this looks like the dinosaurs and stuff from JSA World War and the characters. So I'm interested to see if that's the case. And then we get Batman Beyond, bit of action, Wonder Woman going around as well. And Lex Luthor is going to be a big player in this part.
From Earth 10, yeah.
And you can see the antimatter trying to crack open this place that they're at.
Yeah, he gets into the bleed somehow. And
And
your
essentially,
target hero is
it's a who done it. And they're all trying to wonder who done it. We know it's definitely Psycho Pirate.
yep.
And then you see him attacking the Anti-Man. There's nothing's really happening. And we got Joker laughing. Doesn't show Batman being any less stick in the mud here either.
I said, that
So
looks cool though. Like
yeah,
when Scarecrow pops up and gets the fear gas on him, that looks really cool.
and then they basically get educated, show them that. Oh, let's go back a second.
Yes, like I wanted to talk about that real quick. Like, we're seeing the Super Friends. The Super Friends. I did not expect that.
Not at all. That got me really hyped.
But that also makes sense why we're going to see. I mean, we did kind of see some other people already, but like we're going to see Kevin Conroy and Mark Hamill, Batman and Joker.
Well, they're acknowledging that Constantine is from the Earth before this everything reset when Flash reset the board. So that's another thing that's in play here, which I'm excited about.
Which I'm not going to give them a pass. Like I understand this last movie is going to bring everything together, and it will probably be good, but it does not give it a pass.
I'm not going
because the first two movies were not great.
I'm not going to say that this is ever going to be good because I have no
I can see this one. I can see the third one bringing it together and actually.
I hope you're right, Joe.
Pulling something off, but the problem is you had two other movies. Like when you got 2/3 of the thing is dog shit, it's still gonna be dog shit.
Just like JL World War, War World, sorry, because two parts of that I really enjoyed, and then the third act really went to shits. And yeah, I want to be excited for these things, Joe, but this is not good. I reviewed the second film and the second part, and it was terrible. Yeah. So yeah, it's disappointing, but basically something I'm coming to expect with DC now. One other cool thing that we really didn't get was you get a cool shot of Batman throwing Joker, Batman the Animated Series, Joker and Batman, and the talks are that it's going to be Conroy and Hamill voicing them one last time. Are you excited about this, and what do you think about them keeping their old school animation style?
I mean, that's cool. That's awesome. I love it.
A little sleeker, like just because we're in the 21st century now, but I do love the designs are exact same.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, no, I'm looking forward to it. I'll be saddened when it's literally just like 5 seconds, but I am looking forward to it.
Same, Joe. Because again, I just want to close this out more than anything, and I got a little bit of information about the release before we take our final ad break. Justice League Crisis on Infinite Earth Part 3 arrives July 12th, 2024, and on digital July 26th, 2024. Sorry, so it's on digital July 12th, and it's on physical July 26th, 2024.
Why are they doing...
They don't care anymore. From Warner Brothers Discovery Home Entertainment. Check out the trailers, artwork, and press details over at, what do you call it, blah, blah. So, World's Finest. So, yeah, Part 3 coming out July 12th. A lot quicker than I thought it was. But still, really, really excited about the animation. So, we have a little bit more animation, but before we get into that, let's take our final ad break of the evening. Listeners, we're an ad-supported network. We don't pick the ad or the volume. Going to give you a quick 3 count to adjust your volume, and we'll be right back in 3, 2, 1. And we're back. Okay, Joe. As we forge on here with more news, we have a sneak peek. We won't watch the sneak peek. We'll talk about it a little bit for Superman Lois because it is over 3 minutes long. Did you get a chance to watch this?
No, because I think I watched the trailer. That was like 2 weeks ago. No, I didn't watch the sneak peek.
Okay, so this is pretty cool. It shows Sam Lane going up against Waller. It shows Waller has more metas. She's recruited prisoners, evil people, to become them, and she has the Atomic Skull, who he's saying is designed to kill Superman. We get really good action back and forth. Superman saves Sam, and he's horrified at what Waller's become. So yeah, it's a really cool scene, and I implore you to check it out. It definitely will get people, like anyone who's excited for the show, have at it because it's really enjoyable, and it's definitely a big start to this season.
I'm looking forward to it.
It's
Because I
gonna
mean,
be
that show was, I had fun with it. I know you did too.
good. Mhm.
So
So to
yeah.
clue up some, we're going to tackle a tiny bit about all the DC animated projects releasing in 2024 because we don't have much live action, but we do have a lot of animation. So we have Justice League Crisis on Infinite Earths Part 3. We have Kite Man, hell yeah. We have
Hell
Batman TV show, Bat Family, sorry, TV show. We have Watchmen. We have Harley Quinn Season 5. It's right now scheduled for late 2024, but it might not come into 2025. We also have My Adventure with Superman Season 2, releasing May 25th. Suicide Squad, the Japanese version, I think.
Oh, the Isekai, yeah.
Yeah. In July, Batman Cape Crusaders August 1st, and Creature Commandos late 2024. So big lineup, DC leaning heavy into animation while they're changing over their live action. Smart move, if you ask me, Joe.
I
One of
mean,
the rare times.
but this is good because we know we weren't getting a lot of live action, really any this year. We're getting Joker, that's it.
Yeah.
And then we won't get anything else until, I mean, we're getting Peacemaker at some point, but that's really it. You know, like we won't get anything until Superman next year. So I'm glad that they're focusing on some stuff that's working. Harley Quinn. Really, that's it.
I can't believe Kite Man is getting a season. I'm
Kite Man,
just blown away by that.
I am too, but I'm here for it. I do like that Kite Man.
Same. You know how both of us love the villains in Harley Quinn's show. They're basically better
give me Bane. Bane needs his own show. If we had a Bane show, I would.
Yeah, instead of the Kite Man, I'll take Bane.
No,
I'll take Bane. I'll take Bane. Open up his own bar instead.
Yeah, that's fair.
Okay, so let me stop screening here. We again, so much news here just to make sure. James Gunn posted his comic rack that contains a lot of new DC books. And yeah, I thought this was cool. I got a list of most of them here. The ones that could have been spotted that people can see. A Nightwing cover, Shazam, Black Adam. DC's hit was The Might Before Christmas, Iron Hardware, Superman, Batman, Superman, Dawn of DC, Batman, Abyss, DC Power, Lazarus, Zatanna, the Ripper. Poison Ivy, Jeff Johns, Superman looks like. Superman Ending Battle. We have Paul Dano's Riddler, Batman, The Adventures Continue, The Flash, Teen Titans Go, The Flash, which looks like Impulse is in the background as well, and then Static, Casualties of War.
Well, the one Flash is the first crossover with Jay Garrick from the 40s. Can't remember. Yeah, I'm interesting. One of these days, I will actually, because he's got Lazarus Planet on there, and I do plan on actually trying to reread Rebirth and DCU or whatever the heck it's called, New You. I don't know.
You do not seem super excited for that.
Because my original plan is to start with New 52 and move forward because I love New 52 and I was enjoying Rebirth until it started being stupid. And then I just kind of dropped reading DC Comics. And I want to get back into reading DC Comics because it's been so long. But I also know that it's going to be a while before I get to the current stuff.
Mm-hmm.
So I don't know.
In a pickle, Joe. In a comic reading pickle there.
I just did a pickle all over because reasons.
So James Gunn is having a good time. He's bringing comic writers to visit the set of Superman. He posted great day with some comic book titans visiting the Superman set. So many of my heroes all at once. It was really overwhelming. Front row, Frank Quietly, me, Jim Lee. Middle row, Angelo Icarhos, Kevin McGuire, Kerry Williams, Scott Snyder, Josh Williams, John Ostrander, Ann DePies, back row, Jerry Ordway, Christina Merkler, Cameron Merkler, Dan Jurgens, and Jason Aaron.
Dang.
That's a lot of good comics there.
Yeah.
It's a lot of people that mean a lot to the industry. So I did like this. Props to James Gunn for treating the comic book creators with respect. And DC always goes a lot more than Marvel, it seems, to do that. I'm not sure if they're still doing that. Let's hope that they change Marvel side of
Something
things.
tells me that James Gunn will.
Oh, 100%. 100%.
Like he knows where this material is coming from, and he's going to honor.
He's a fan
that.
of it, Joe. So,
exactly.
Speaking of who he's not a fan of, the duo of James Gunn and Peter Safran are creating a new DC universe, and Gal Gadot's Wonder Woman is not part of it. This is via Variety. I am shocked, Joe. I am shocked.
Are you? Are you shocked?
Not at all. Not at
I
all.
was gonna say.
We all saw this coming.
Although I did
away.
see a post from Chris Pine. He's like, I have no idea why.
Yeah, I excluded that. I was like, I don't need to
3.
hear you talk. You blew up twice. Like, just leave me alone. Didn't blow up twice, but you
blew up once.
You died. I don't need.
And then he like overtook somebody's body, but that's a whole different matter.
Yeah, that's a whole creepier matter. So again, really, I thought that was a cool thing. Not so cool for Gal Gadot, but I do like that we're going to restart here.
I mean, I really wish we would have gotten a third one. I really wish Jenkins could have finished her trilogy and actually brought a Wonder Woman movie into the present day. But after 84, I can understand why they were reluctant to be like, yeah, let's not.
I didn't have much interest in anything going forward after seeing 84, but I mean that could change too. It could be go bad, good, good, bad, good, bad. So yeah,
I mean there have been a plethora of movies where the middle one is bad.
You're not wrong there, Joe. Oh, sorry.
It's very late for you.
Yeah, I hit the wall after playing Marvel last night and the X-Men 97.
That's fair. Well, we also started late because I had to run and take my daughter to a sleepover. So she needs a license.
We only got a few other news topics and then an awesome episode of Smallville to talk about. So Tom Cavanaugh from The Flash will appear in the series finale of Superman and Lois. He spoke at Fan Expo in Philadelphia, which is when Todd was like, well, would you play a role? And so that's coming up for those of you that watch Superman and Lois, something that I'm happy to have done. So do you think he's playing a new character or playing a version of a character he played in the Arrowverse?
I'm curious. I'm thinking he's going to be...
I'm hoping he's himself.
I'm hoping he's Wells. I think he could be a version of Wells.
I hope he's his own. I hope he's a Eobard.
I mean, that would be
insane.
Wicked.
That would be insane. But I don't know if he is. I got my doubts.
No, that's why I'm thinking it'd be, because if you had Reverse Flash show up in the last episode, just because,
yeah, you're right.
That makes no sense.
He might play.
I would have him
different. Like he might play anybody.
He could be, but I'm thinking he might be a Wells variant.
Oh, that would be so cool. So not so cool for HBO Max anyway. Disney and Warner Brothers are teaming up to start a new streaming bundle that will include Disney Plus, Hulu, and Max. It arrives in summer for the US.
Cool. Hey, thanks for having streaming cable.
Yeah, this doesn't affect me, but I wouldn't be getting this bundle anyway. I cut the cord 10 years ago and haven't looked back. Sometimes I do have streaming services, but right now they're at a bare minimum for me.
I mean, I've already got all three of these, so
the big three.
It's cool. Well, Netflix is still up there.
Yeah.
It's cool that Disney Plus has added Hulu to their catalog, which is great. But I don't know. I don't know. This bundle thing is just
seems like honestly, it feels like WBD has been in the need of Disney. So
100%.
Can we get on your bundle?
They need to, they need money. They need to get saved, and Disney's like, yeah, we can do that.
And Disney's not too bad either. Good test run. If it does well, maybe you might purchase this entirely. So, yeah, interesting things going on here in the back.
We could finally get the the DC versus Marvel that we've been wanting forever.
Oh my god, that would be so cool. So Warner Brothers blames Suicide Squad killed the Justice League for quarterly earnings miss to the tune of $200 million.
Okay.
That seems a bit excessive. That seems a bit excessive for that.
They
film.
were banking on that game though. Like they were putting a ton of stock.
Then
in
whoever
that game.
did that needs to be fired as well because video games are so much a crapshoot. It makes no sense unless they're established franchises.
But that's the thing. They were like it's Justice League. It's Suicide Squad. Like they are both big properties, big names, and
It's
the
not really.
game
They used to
failed.
be in the Arkham team to sell the games, yes, but nobody stuck around. You gotta have a good game. Just again, you gotta have a good game, Joe. I think it's the moral of the story.
Exactly, 100%. Yeah.
So we're come to the Smallville retro recaps, Joe, and this is one of my favorite episodes of Smallville. I absolutely adore this episode, season 4, episode 17, Onyx. Do you remember watching this one, Joe? And what do you think?
When it came out, no. There was rewatching these, there's a few in the season that I'm just like, I don't know about this one. But no, watched it today. And it was awesome. It was so good.
So good. This is so good for Roseman too, because it shows this is where Lex is going to end up, and you get a taste of it here. It's so good that you want more. You're like, please be like that next week, but no, he reverts back to himself. But there's so many cool scenes here when he's like, I'm the villain of the story again.
I was a little like, not distraught, but kind of like the whole Lionel thing. He spent the whole season becoming a good guy, and then all of a sudden he does one thing to Lex, and it's like, oh, maybe I am a bad guy. I'm gonna go back being a bad guy. Like,
I love it though. I need you being a bad guy. You're way better a bad guy than what you end up being in that show. I love that. Like I said, I love the Lex. And it was smart too. Like they actually had some meaning. Like it's not just like I'm tying Lex up in the basement, the other side of Lex for no reason. Then in the boiler room. No, it's because he's not sure if he kills him, like he might die too. He's not sure if they're linked or anything. He needs more explanation before he does, and I appreciate them doing that kind of stuff. That even back then, that's nice little heavy lifting that they don't usually do as much now.
Yeah, 100%.
So yeah, it was props to Michael Roseman because this was one of his best episodes of the series, and this is Jeff's kiss. So and they loved this on Talkville. They gave it all thumbs up. And obviously kiss Michael Roseman's butt the whole episode.
I mean, it was a very Lex-centric story. So
and he loved it. He loved it.
Of course he did.
So, Joe, that wraps up our week of news. We got a Superman suit reveal. We have a character going from animation in DCU to live action, like back-to-back in terms of projects. Pretty jam-packed week.
I'm looking forward to it. That was great.
All right, listeners, we'll be back next week with more DC goodness, back with Dead Boy Detectives. Probably do 2 episodes instead of 1. Until then, see you, everyone.
Bye, y'all.